Ayo, 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 ayo. It's your boy,
Hello.
Ewer. Hey, y'all.
Irra, irra. Oh, ooh, ooh. What does the DJ say to the pizza man?
Okay, I don't know. What does the DJ say to the pizza man?
He wants some mirror, mirror.
And on that note, the Untitled Africans podcast is now canceled.
I definitely butchered that joke, but I appreciate it so much.
I love a good corny dad joke. Oh my god. Let me welcome these people. Hey y'all, welcome to the Untitled Africans podcast. You know who
Hey
it is? It's your
you,
boy.
welcome to shit white women say that makes no sense.
Okay, if that's the new intro, if that's what you want to go with, you know who it is. You know who she is. You know who I am. Girl, how you been?
I'm doing good. I've been super, super, super busy this week.
I've heard through the grapevine you've had a great pride as an ally. Ally.
Ally! I did. I was definitely out here and I'm glad. And I can't believe it's about to be 4th of July weekend because I'm like, I need to sit my ass down. But yeah, between being outside and then being inside for like being outside on the weekends and then being inside for like the summer conservatory, it's really a lot. It's taken a lot.
How
You know
are
what I
you
mean?
balancing like a whole summer conservatory and trying to be a young adult?
Outside. Shout out to public transportation. That's really where I be getting my stuff done. And then Monday through Friday, before like Friday night, of course, I'm pretty antisocial. Like I barely talk to my classmates if we're not inside the classroom. I'm like, bitch, I need to read this. I need to memorize this script, this poem, learn this, learn that, in this in between time because
Wait,
I'm trying to utilize every second of the weekend.
so how many courses are you like in it for the summer conservatory?
8.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Yeah. Pray for
As a
me.
collective, come on, Untitled Africans family. Let's just all gather, hold.
Please.
Let's all extend your hands out to Wangeshi at this point because
Mm.
she needs prayers. Eight
8.
courses. That's
8. And one of
crazy.
them is supposed to be like a more chill course, like discuss how you're doing, how you're feeling. This man is out here assigning things as well. And I'm like, that's not what we're here for. I did not come
that
here for this.
that wasn't on the curriculum. That wasn't on the
Honey,
syllabus.
honey.
Oh Lord, I'm so sorry. Well, good
But
luck to
yeah,
you.
had a
If you ever
lit
need a
pride,
scene
honey.
partner, if you ever need to, anyone, in case you miss me, seeing as this is the season 2 finale episode,
Fire, 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 fire.
I don't know. Now that we're not like practically neighbors, I don't know when I'll see you.
I know. I
But
know.
if you ever need anybody, if
That's
you need uh
I was gonna join you, but I
anywhere,
don't know what you're
anywhere,
singing.
but where's that song from? You need
I
me
don't
to
know.
be with you. I will follow. Oh, it's from the Gilmore Girls. Where you lead,
Why
I
do
will
you remember
follow.
this? Was
I
it
don't
the
know
theme
why.
song?
Yeah,
I used to love Gilmore Girls. I do not remember that at all.
yeah. It was written
Oh.
by is it Caroline?
The old one, right? Like
Yeah, not the new
not
Netflix.
this
Like,
new one.
no. Yes, that's definitely from the Gilmore Girls. That's like my comfort TV show.
Really? Even like have you watched it recently?
Oh, girl, that shit is on like every day after work. I have it on in the background on like, I think there's like this Christian network that plays it. I don't know. I just know
Oh.
every day after work, like that's my decompressing like feel good TV show. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really stand for like modern day standards
I
because you
bet.
come to find out like Rory is actually not a great person. She's actually a spoiled little brat.
Oh, hold on, not
Watch
too much, not too
no,
much
if
on
you no,
her.
I promise you, if you watch back with like eye different eyes, you realize like Rory's kind of a brat, but it's my comfort TV show to watch.
I might need
That
to turn that back on.
yeah, it's I think the whole series, the OG series, is on Netflix though. So you should be able
Oh,
to.
okay, bet. Well, I still have Netflix. Good, good.
Shout out to
How
your
was
mans.
your week? How's your week been?
Girl, I'm exhausted again.
Work or
Everything. I think, yeah, work and just life shit in general has
mm,
been very exhausting. I'm just always tired right now. At least for the past 2 weeks, I've just been very tired after everything. I have no
today
energy.
drain me every day
Baby,
type of
today
energy?
drained me. I thought it was because like I was like going out a lot, but then I stopped going out for like 2 whole weeks, and then I've just been exhausted. I'm just like, this is weird. This is not normal. What is this?
I'm sorry. Maybe you
It's
need
like,
something new to give you a little boost, a little
yeah,
excitement.
yeah, which is why I'm very like glad that I'm about to leave in like a few days. Um,
Yes.
to go to Guatemala, which is gonna be lit. I'm very excited.
Yeah, that might be the pick me up you need.
Probably. But I'm going to be traveling with a complete stranger that I do not know that
Huh?
well or have met in person. But
Please
she's great.
say okay, she's a woman, so there's have a little bit more hope and less
I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell was a
terror.
woman.
Who?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Who's that?
What's his name? The dude who was having with the private jet and all the celebrities and powerful players, and he was child trafficking. And
Oh, hold on.
remember him? He had his partner was a woman, Ghislaine Maxwell. What was his name?
Are you talking about Epstein?
Yes, Epstein.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. She was like his little assistant
And she
at
apparently claims,
Epstein's Island.
yeah,
Is that how you say her name?
Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah.
You know what? She a predator. She don't even deserve for it to be said right, even if it ain't. Even if it is. But
Child.
yeah, you're not helping your case. Why are you going with a stranger?
Well, okay, here's the thing. TikTok is all about making friends and, meeting a community, right? And so me and her kind of like bonded over both of our love for like the absolute bougie and extraness of travel and just like, enjoying the luxuries of the one percenters.
Right.
Yeah, and like we bonded over that and we just got to talking, like kind of became really cool. And then she was like, hey, do you want to go with me? We were originally supposed to go to Canada, to Banff.
I like
um
Canada because you can easily get phone service there. You know, you're a couple stops away from North Dakota, honey. You're not that far off.
I could just easily drive into New York from Toronto, so it's
Take
okay.
a little bus, you'll be at my house before you know it.
Yeah, and then we were supposed to go to Banff, but then I guess plans changed, and then she was like, what about Guatemala? I was like, fuck it, yeah. And so now we're going to Guatemala together for 5 days. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. The itinerary she has is
Yes.
so cool. I'm so excited to like see the city. We got some really cool excursions planned. I'm gonna
That's
try and be
good.
on my content shit for this trip because I know Costa
Go
Rica is
ahead,
not.
honey. We know if Brian gonna post no other time, we'll
It's
at
during
least
the
get
trip
some vacation
content.
footage.
No, but that's the thing though. It's like even Costa Rica, I didn't post anything except for stories. And then I think just the other day I just posted like an actual TikTok
Oh,
of
you mean
like,
like less of a
yeah.
24-hour thing, more like
Mm-hmm. And
here.
even the TikTok was more of like just like a collage or like a video montage of
I
anything.
love a good montage.
So do I, but they're kind of falling off though.
I feel like because Instagram Reels are just not that poppin'.
Mm.
I feel like at least for my Instagram Reels, I used to see a lot of montages and collage type of content, and now I see just like a whole bunch of recycled content. And TikTok
That's
has
all it
never
is
been a
nowadays.
curated girl, so she was not big that much already on montages.
It's I look think the aesthetic girlies have kind of ruined TikTok a little bit with the day in our lives and the get
I
ready
don't
with
see that as
me's.
much.
Really?
I don't,
Maybe
but I will say I appreciate TikTok because now people post anything and everything. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
post a day
girl.
in their life, they post a funny video that made TikTok pop in, but then they'll also post like, "Hey, this is where I went in this random place, and this is what you should know about it. Hey, are you thinking of getting this random operation that nobody's ever heard of done? Like, I can tell you
Child.
about that." Like, you can learn everything on TikTok.
Remember how we were talking during one episode, like back in like season one, we were talking about plastic surgery and the things we get. Tell
Yeah.
me why. And I called you about this. So I found out about the surgery that I want to have through TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Oh,
found the
through
doctor.
TikTok?
Yeah, I found the
Mhm.
doctor. I found like testimonials from like his patients. And then I even found out like how much it is and like all of that. I'm just like, okay, come on, TikTok.
Bruh,
TikTok is my
TikTok be
therapist.
telling
It's
you.
my it's that like it's that good
Your
Judy that you have.
consultant.
Exact she TikTok is that good Judy if like you need advice on like anything.
Yeah, and I like it because you can Google search stuff, but like nowadays we want to see videos, we want to hear from
I
people.
want to
Like,
yeah, firsthand
I don't want to read these
experience.
words. I'm sorry. I want to hear from
Fuck your
like
blog, ho.
people
Fuck your
in it.
blog. Give me a TikTok video.
Fuck the
You go
blog, honey. I need a vlog, something. I need like,
exactly.
here, I'm gonna go get surgery. Come get surgery with me.
In
Like,
like the amount of times I followed every single TikToker or every person who's gone to Turkey to get their teeth done, anybody who's gone to Turkey to get their hair plugged, anybody who I think I've just been on plastic surgery TikTok a little too long now.
yeah, and the algorithm starts to like be like, this is all I'm gonna show
Girl,
you all the time.
that algo be algoing, okay?
Honey.
Let
She's
me
like,
tell
you don't want to see
you.
anything else, clearly.
Okay, but speaking of getting work done, let's go ahead and get into this week's hot goss. Um,
Hot goss. And you're not
so
talking about Ryan Gosling. Shout out to the Barbie
no,
movie.
which I can't wait to see, by the way. PR has been crazy for that. But let me talk about
Right.
what I want to talk about before we get
Yes.
sidetracked. You know how we like to do.
Right.
Please tell me you're watching the nonsense that is this Baddies East auditions.
I've seen a clip or two.
Child, I fell down a rabbit hole the other night of like the first like two episodes of the
Wait, so
Baddies
like it's already
East.
airing and everything.
I think it's already on the Zoo. Is it the Zeus network or is it on
It is
Tubi?
definitely Zeus.
Oh God.
It is
I saw
definitely
I
Zeus.
saw a Twitter post that said it was Zeus Network is definitely a plant from the US government in black communities
The CIA set this shit up like they did crack because it is the utter
in the 80s,
downfall of
baby.
our community.
Bruh. I
First of all, I will never forget. I didn't know it was the Vine people who made Zeus, who were like the
yeah,
faces
like King
behind Zeus.
Batch
King
and like
Badge,
all of them.
Amanda do something, and this other black dude. Like, if you look up the people, you will. If you were on Vine circa 2013, 2014, you will
Girl, even
recognize.
2012. What do you mean?
Yeah, you will recognize their faces. Like by then they've had blown up. I used to watch their videos religiously. Like, this is a safe space, right? Of course, none of them aged well. I was
None of them.
freshly in high school, so like I'm giving myself a pass. But to
Uh,
see that they're still out here making like this terrible, cringy content for the black community, there was literally a vine they made where these bitches were eating a watermelon and fried chicken or some shit. And these black men literally started making monkey noises and running after them. And you
oh
are
my
doing the
God.
2023 equivalent with Zeus. I'm sorry. Talk about Baddies East. I just needed to get that off my chest.
No, honestly, that literally is just the whole scope. It's just I just wanted to know if you're watching the mess that is unfolding, because they've got Natalie Nunn, Low. Who else is on there? Tokyo, Black China's
Tokyo
mom.
Tony?
She's on the
No
panel.
way. Oh my
Child,
goodness.
it's a
I
mess.
know you fucking lying to me.
Fucking Krishan is on the panel. They literally
And
brought
then I
out
see they have like their American Idol setup.
you. So you've seen the clips.
I've seen the clips.
And
Like
they
a
bring him
couple.
in. They bring him in like it's you. Do you remember that show? So you think you can dance?
Oh yes.
You remember how they'd have like all the dancers like line up in like windows and like do
Mm.
the put the song on, everybody would dance, and then they'd pick out like, yeah, they're doing it like that. And then for some reason, like there's fights breaking out in everything.
Of course. Of
There's
course.
And of course, since we're in the age of social media, every girl who has a phone, basically, who's going to these auditions is just like, get ready with me to go to the Baddies East auditions. Come with me as I go to the Baddies East auditions. Story time, how I got rejected from the Baddies East audition. Story time, how the chaos. I was like, I think I've seen enough.
Mm.
Um, I think I've seen enough because there was literally, it was just garbage, just trash TV, but I could not look away. I don't know
That's the
why.
worst part about it. That's how they get their ratings. Because it's you go in knowing it's gonna be bad, but you're like, I still gotta watch. Like, how bad is it
Is it
gonna
gonna
be?
get? Because I think there's even like in the previews, like Black China like confronts her mom. It was like, I want to be a baddie. Let me get a ticket too. And she like walks up to, and I'm just like, what is? And that was just the preview. I'm
Is
sure
this
that was just
before
like a
Black China's
gag.
redemption arc of or
No, because she in like one
Christian
of the
arc?
in the preview, she was wearing like an orange pantsuit. Somebody said they look like she's about to present on The Price is Right. I said, get a Jade. I can't. Bruh, but no, Tokyo is literally like a fucking mess on this. Like, she is the most awful. They're just all awful people because the shit that they say to these young women is just even worse.
No. Yeah.
But there was this one girl, she was a double amputee, she was in a wheelchair. She took me the fuck out with what she said during her audition. She said, fuck them legs, I don't need them, da da da. Because they were like, can you twerk? And she was in a wheelchair. Tell me why this girl literally used her hands, launches herself off the chair, and goes into a split. Then she
No.
does a handstand while literally like clap. I said, oh,
No.
I'm all about visibility
Hell
and
to
representation
hell.
and treating everyone equally. But I was like, damn, don't think this is what the disabled community wants as a
I don't think that's
representation.
what they were looking for.
Not to,
I
be
mean,
all
it sounds like she
respectability
did that
politics.
because nobody else could do it. But honey, why is this? What?
And then she was like, fuck them legs, who need them? I was like, what?
This show is utterly
Literally. And then
ridiculous.
I went to the comments of that specific video and literally they said, this what Ariel was saying when she went back to the sea. I said, all of us are going to hell.
Look,
We're
Ariel
all
just wanted to move like
tell
this,
me,
honey.
tell me why. I was literally on the floor dying.
Do you
I
remember
said,
that
all
little pony
20K.
meme I sent you with the earth splitting open and the hellfire coming up underneath them?
Yeah.
That's where you hoes are going. That is where you hoes are off to.
Let me tell you, because I swear to God, I was like, this cannot be real. Like, this cannot be. And it baffled me the amount of like young black women that were lined up to participate in this. And
Is
don't get me,
this set in Atlanta?
I don't know where it's set in. I don't give a fuck. All I know is it's trash TV, and I don't want to be the person to like encourage it, but it was actually very entertaining.
At least watch it on bootleg. Don't give
Oh
Zeus
no, no,
the
no! I was
bootleg.
girl. I don't even have a Zeus app or a
Oh, per.
subscription. I was watching on TikTok,
Okay.
Unfold on TikTok, but it
Okay,
was
that's
just a
fair.
fucking mess.
I really wish. I don't know. I don't know.
But you know,
Why? Why?
that's a very good. No, but you know who's the older sibling of the Zeus network?
Who?
The BET. You want to talk about the award show?
Guy.
You
Now you're
think
gonna
Zeus was
have to
ratchet?
come for
You think Zeus was
BET.
ratchet?
So
BET,
bad.
the
BET ain't
award.
that bad.
Child, this is why Beyonce and nobody ever want to come to these award shows, BET award shows no more. That first of all, that auditorium was empty.
Was it really?
It was like half empty because there was a scene. There was a point where like the cameras did like an overhead shot of the theater, and there was a whole section of the theater that had no one. And I was like, ain't nobody coming to this.
And they're like, don't show that shot again. Thank you.
I was
Not
just
that
like,
wide.
this, y'all cannot be fucking for real. This is why don't nobody ever want to come. First and foremost, I don't know who it was. It was JT. She got into a fight with Uzi,
Uzi. I
throwing
saw that.
phones.
And it was like either in the beginning or the middle of the award show because then they just had to sit there after and make up there and sing again
Yes.
there. Like, oh
And then there was, oh my God. But, and then the girl who sings that song, I'm out of town, thugging women around, my
no.
coochie pink, my
What's her
booty
name?
hole
Is that
brown.
Red? Sexy Red? Is that her?
Or something. Tell me what. I don't know if it was during a commercial break or what, but I guess like they play music during the commercial break and her song came on or whatever, and she just like got up in the aisle and just started singing. Mind you, this girl was wearing a bikini top and like I don't know, some skirt. And I was just like, I think now that Uncle Tyler Perry has bought BET or has
Mhm.
acquired BET, I think we need to bring back decorum. I'm sorry. I know we all hate talking about respectability politics within the black community, but there has to be some form of decorum. Starting with the BET Awards red carpet. Because what the fuck? Can we all just come to a concise conclusion about what the actual attire is? What
That's
is,
fair.
like,
Let's
can
get
we
a
put,
theme or
let's get a
something.
theme going. Is it black tie? Is it white tie? Is it like, like cocktail? Cause y'all hoes is pulling up in like Fashion Nova fits.
And let's get people who are, I'm sorry to say
Let's
this, the
let's
social
tight
media girlies,
let's tighten up that guest list.
they
Let's
need to
tighten
be
up that
here.
guest list.
There is no reason. Natalie Nunn.
Is on a red
Natalie
carpet.
Nunn.
Is on a red carpet with
Please be so
icons
for real.
like
Cause
Patti LaBelle.
I don't know about you, but I want to watch the BT Awards again and like enjoy what I'm seeing. Like I was like, oh, should I watch it this year? Like, let me see what the clips are giving. Let me see what the people are saying, and uh, it doesn't seem like I missed out on anything. I watched the Coco Jones acceptance speech,
Yep.
um, and I saw like a bit of the Offset and who's that other boy? Quavo, Future, the Migos
Mind you,
tribute.
y'all, she's from Atlanta. I'ma just say that.
I saw the Migos tribute and Coco Jones, and I was like, you know what? Seems like that's all I need to see at this point because,
You didn't see the African Nick Cannon performance?
huh?
Davido.
Bitch, I thought you meant Nick Cannon was up in there with some fucking stereotypical ass like drums and a headpiece and his 12 children up on stage or some shit.
Nah, the African Nick Cannon.
Davido performed?
Yeah, he performed his song. What's it called? Hold on, I have it on my playlist. It's actually a really good song. I like it.
How was the performance?
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, he need to keep performing and close
He
them
performed
legs.
"Feel" on, and then at the end he performed "Unavailable." I'm
Okay.
unavailable.
Hey.
Them know they see. Hey, I'm unavailable. Yeah, he performed that. But yeah, no, I'm with you. The only thing I watched was the Coco Jones performance, the Migos tribute, Davido's performance, aka African Nick Cannon. Um, and that was it. And then the rest I just caught on TikTok. And I was just like, yeah. And the thing about the BET Awards, do you know why they were started?
Hmm.
Because
Because there were
apparently,
no other award shows out here
no,
giving
well, there
credit to
was.
us.
There was the Source Awards back in
Oh,
like
I've
the
never heard of
2000s.
those. Oh, okay.
The last Source Awards that was ever on like broadcast television, there was a fight that broke out. Like, remember that East versus West, like hip
Oh
hop
yeah,
fight beef?
beef. Yeah.
That started at the Source Awards, right?
They started fighting over there.
Yes, like literally mid broadcast, like like less than 30 minutes into the broadcast, they started fighting. And then it was cut. And then the Source Awards never came back. So then BT was like, all right, bet we need an award show. So then the BT Awards were started. Do you know the first BET Awards is where we got that meme of Whitney? You better lay low. What? What? You better lay low. That's where
Is
that came
that the
from.
one where she's saying, "Thank you, Keisha, Kara,
Keisha,
Sarah,
better. Yeah,
Sarah"?
that was it. That was it. That was literally the first BET
Iconic.
Awards. Yeah, I was just like, okay, we used to be of substance.
How did we go from Whitney Houston to Natalie Nunn?
But then
I
that was
just want to know,
also
like, maybe there's something that I'm missing.
like allegedly during like peak of her like substance abuse.
Oh, well, that explains her behavior, but the guest list ain't giving what it used to
No,
give.
it is not. And I hope Uncle Tyler can definitely turn that ship around
I
because
hope so too, honey.
I heard they're trying
Let's.
I heard they're trying to bring back 106 in Park. But I'm very confused as to who's going to tune into that.
I just wish, like, let's not say we're bringing back 106 in Park. Let's just say we're gonna have. Let's just do like a video, uh, show that like delves into videos and blah blah blah. Don't say 106 in Park because as soon as you say 106 in Park, our expectations are gonna be in the fucking sky.
Oh yeah.
Because and we're talking about AJ and Free 106 in Park. That's what we're expecting.
Exactly. I will
Nothing
never
less.
I will never forgive BET for the way they did AJ and Free and the way they like kicked him off the show. It was really fucked up cuz I think AJ called during an episode to like say he's like leaving or something. No, not
Oh,
AJ. Who was the girl's name?
Free?
Was that her? Free? That was her name?
I thought so.
Well, she apparently called AJ during his last show, and then she didn't even give like a whole last show. It was really fucked up the way they ended 106 in Park. Justice
Oh,
for
I didn't
them.
even know it was like that, honey.
Yeah, girl. Because they were like in negotiations before they went into like the next season for like, to get competent. Because at this point, it was like peak popularity. Like 106 in Park
Yeah.
had taken off. And they were basically like, I think the both of them were like on more of like a contractor kind of a deal, and they
That
wanted
sounds
to
right
be,
for hosting work. Yeah,
yeah,
especially in
and
the
they wanted
beginning.
to be more of like, an actual like I guess producing credits and like stuff like
Mm,
that. And I guess BET was just like, nah, we're not
not
gonna
too
do that.
much.
And so they were like, okay, bye. Yeah, because Free
Mm.
got like she didn't even apparently like she was in negotiations and then she wasn't and then she was never back on the show. AJ like apparently quit on air. Um or
Work.
something, and they just said, "Okay, bye." But we need justice for them, I
Yeah.
think. Honestly, also, but like, who the fuck is watching music videos all day, or even a music video countdown? Music videos nowadays don't even aren't even that good. I don't
Yeah, I
feel
don't know
like
if they're good or not because I don't really
there's
watch
no
them, but
creative
sometimes I
direction.
do
There's
and I
no
try.
concepts. I'm
I
not
want to say
invested.
there's none, but I think this could be a way to showcase not just the most poppin' songs right now, but like let's showcase the music videos that are really like you see the girls are here, they got a creative director, like
But
there is a vision in this video.
yeah,
I
but
don't want to bring up Chloe
those.
Bailey, but some of the girls, Coco Jones, some
Go
of the
ahead,
girls are,
Stan.
giving a little something
Go ahead,
in their
Stan.
videos.
I just think like then it would be very few and far between when it came to those music videos. I'll just say that.
That's fair. It can be a little hour episode, just like here's these five music videos. We got the artist here, we got the producer, the director, something. I think that'd be cute. Let's go back to African Nick Cannon though, real quick. And
Davido.
his yes. This man.
What child number is this? Is this like 4 or 5?
I think he has four children allegedly on the way right now.
On the way?
On the way.
At least Nick
One
Cannon waits in between.
honey, one of them is like his wife is pregnant. And he got two side chicks allegedly pregnant, and
Chioma?
somebody between the three of them is having twins.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm like, you are doing men. First of all, men need birth control real bad. It's
No, I don't know
2023.
if I could go back in time and talk to the scientists who created birth control, I'd be like, no, you need to create male birth control. It's
Male
not the
birth
women.
control.
It's not the women that are the issue. It's
Honestly,
the
I don't
men.
even want. Female birth control is a whole thing. I swear they were just fucking around in the lab, made some bullshit for women to make for a whole nother reason. They found out you don't get pregnant on it either. Because a lot of the shit they do for women in healthcare, was really created on some fucked up misogynistic shit. And the way birth
Mm.
control is so bad for women and their hormones now, a lot of the time,
Yo, the stories
I
that I've
can't
heard from
help
my
but feel,
friends who've been
bruh,
on birth control,
bruh.
I feel
And I
for
just feel
y'all.
like if they did make it for men, it would somehow all of a sudden be so much easier. It would just be like, yo,
Pain
just
for
do this.
no side
You take
effects,
this once a month, you're good for the next fucking 2 years,
no
bitch.
effects to your
Like,
testosterone levels, like
yeah.
symptom or side effect free, like, and it would be something that you probably take like once a year and you're good.
Right. Like, why do
You,
women have 16 forms of birth control and it's these men that can impregnate anybody at any time of the year? Like,
mm,
at least if a woman gets pregnant, she wasn't done, honey. But a man, he can have 4 babies on the way at the
bruh,
same damn time. Davido,
between
please, fear men.
between
Fear
him
men.
and Tubaba, Mr. African Queen, I pray for these women. I pray for their strength.
So
I pray for
much.
their sanity.
Amen. And is it one of his baby mamas still like probably mourning the
The
loss of her
not
child? Because didn't he
his
just
wife,
she
Chioma,
just
isn't
yeah.
she the wife? She just lost her one of her son, the one who's named after him, Junior.
Yes, yes. And he drowned like what was it? It was like last year. He was only three
No, girl,
years
this was
old.
recent. This was this year.
I don't think it was this year. Was
Uh
it? I thought it was like November or something. Or okay, it was within the last maybe like 12 months. I was
probably.
like, this is way too recent for you to now already be expecting allegedly 4 children. Like that shouldn't even be a factor. Like this shouldn't even be an option for you.
Yeah, 2022 November. You're right. It was last year,
I
but it
was
was less
like,
than 12
bruh.
months ago. 12 months ago. Like that shit
And
is
you out
wild.
here like, yeah, pop out another baby, and also I'm gonna have a
Three more
thousand other
outside of our
babies on
relationship.
you. Yeah.
Ooh, it must be. It must take a specific kind of person to be. Actually, no, it's not. I'm not even gonna put it on the women. It's the men. These niggas. Men are the biggest. Are a plague on society.
Nigerian men, I need y'all to do some PR because your campaign right now, you look like sharks in the ocean. That is how bad your PR is right now. Like, war is going on. Please, please.
No wonder they call them demons. Jesus. Let me actually. Ain't your man? Ain't your man Nigerian?
Honey, that's why he needs to be a fucking. He needs to be on a billboard all over the country, okay? To be like, there's some good of a, there's some of us that are good out here, cause hey, 99% people be hearing my man is Nigerian. They be like, oh my God. And I'm
Are
like,
you
I
okay?
understand
Do
why
you
you would
need
say
blink twice if you
right.
need help?
Right. I'm like, I understand why you
I
would
got
say
one of the
that.
good
Like,
ones though.
huh?
You got one of the good ones though.
One of the good ones, honey. It's like finding a needle in a haystack at this point. I feel like that's with like
Nah,
a
girl,
lot of
it's not.
African men.
It's not finding a needle in a haystack. It's finding a needle in like a haystack the size of like the globe. Okay,
It's finding a needle with a gold dot in a stack of needles.
literally. But good luck. God, I
Good
feel
luck
sorry
to
for
his
Chioma.
wife, the baby mamas. I wish y'all the best. I hope y'all are able to take good care of your children. Most importantly, good luck to the children.
Oh God,
Yeah.
because they're gonna look back on this and be like, God damn, Dad was a hoe.
He's
Mom,
a
why you stay with this
hoe.
nigga?
You know those little, have you seen those reunion TikToks where they're like, I'm gonna meet come meet my 12 siblings with me. Yeah, apparently between 92 to 98, my dad was just out here.
In
So
the
I have
streets.
13 other siblings that I've never met. Come on. It's like
You
what
know,
the fuck?
maybe maybe ancestor DNA and like 23andMe are a good thing.
Honey, first of all, ancestry.com 20 years from now with how much more advanced it's gonna be, is gonna have these niggas
The fuck
up.
up. Okay.
Caught up. Finding out they got children out the woodwork.
Bruh, I be seeing all these secret family TikToks like, oh my, or the Reddit posts about, oh, my husband cheated on me, had a whole nother family and the like, and two other kids that looked exact. I was like, damn.
I don't understand how people are still doing that. 2023 with all this technology, how are
In this
you
day and
have to
age,
be
with
a
tracking technology,
a
how are you
a,
getting away with
a
this?
sick kind of man to be able to get away with that, with having two families on the low in 2023.
And while we speak, I promise you, somebody's getting away with it.
Mm, yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
that's
Anyway,
sad.
moving the fuck on. Um, so y'all's favorite fast fashion brand is has lost their ever loving mind. Decided to host this fucking brand trip. Shein. Shein decided to host a brand trip. First and foremost, y'all clothes be $5. Why the hell would I want to go see where y'all made it? There's already
And
so
why do
many
y'all think that is?
conspiracy and
How do y'all?
allegations about working at Shein being a sweatshop. All the unsuitable working conditions. Y'all paying these people pennies on the dollar for their work. People having to like work 12, 13, 24 hour shifts. And I understand it's because they have to feed the beast that is like, the fast fashion industry. Meanwhile, y'all CEO is over here buying the most expensive house. And have you seen the Shein CEO's house in LA?
I don't need to.
It is like disgustingly like huge, and like
I'm sure.
it's just, it looks bad. But anyway, Shein hosted a brand trip, and all these influencers that got invited, I'm just like, I feel sorry for them, but at the same time, y'all dumb as fuck. If you actually believe that Shein invited you and took you to their factory and showed you, see, it's not as bad as they talk about. It's not as
The
bad. I'm like,
smiling workers. Look at how
yeah,
happy we are. Like
girl, it's a small world ride. It's a tiny. That's what y'all saw. Y'all saw what they wanted y'all to see. That is not what is
it
going
was
on.
definitely that.
I fail to believe any TikToker or any influencer that post about the Shein factory, how the workers only have to commute 30 minutes. They have like decent, it's like there's air conditioning, they're sitting down, it's not as harsh as like all these like alligator. No, mm-mm. Because I was hearing people like some of those workers were selling like freaking help tags on some of these clothes.
Yeah, I saw where people were like, I just unpackaged my Shein collection and I just see a note that says help. What do I do with this?
Okay, and then they just be like, okay, moving on, next haul. Like, I think it's this because there was this camera crew that went into North Korea, right? And somebody compared it to that basically. And during this like camera crew that they went to North Korea, they were doing a documentary. Like they had a guide the entire time showing them working conditions, schools, da 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 da. And then they realized like they started noticing weird shit. Like a lot of people would just be like they were taken to like an office building basically, right?
Mm.
And they were like being shown like, oh, see, people have the internet here, we don't actually censor anything for any of our like workers or like any of our citizens. And then they all noticed like, if this is a work office, it is deathly quiet. Like I'm talking cubicle style, and it was deathly quiet, and people, they were just like, what the fuck. And then they started to notice like people aren't doing anything. There was one dude that was literally just staring at Google and not typing in any searches.
Oh my god, that's
And so they were
creepy.
like, oh, okay, can we interview like one of the people? And the guide was just like, oh, yeah, sure, here, you can interview him. And they strictly directed him to only talk to this one person. And then this one dude, it was like, they asked him, was like, oh, so what do you do? Da, da, da. And he was just like, well, I'm just currently working right now. Da, da. And he could not specify like what he was doing, what he was working on. And it was mad weird. And just people, they could basically compare that to what this whole Shein brand trip was. It's like, you guys were basically fed, spoon fed this information, propaganda basically,
It was very much propaganda. It
about
was.
this fast fashion company that's been destroying not only communities but also the environment. It's been killing people due to their lack of like human rights and basic work conditions. Um, and y'all have been told to regurgitate this information out to the masses so that we can all sit pretty at home and continue to order $5 tank tops and crop tops and $10 jeans and
Guilt
feel
free.
okay.
Yeah.
which it's kind of like we ourselves are feeding the beast that are these like fast fashion companies. Um, so it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the consumer that's the issue, or is it these fast fashion brands?
I mean, there is no like ethical consumption under capitalism. That's
Fuck
number
no.
one. Fast fashion been like committing human rights violations for forever, honestly, for a while now. Like if you even think about the like shirt waist factory that was on fire back in the early 1900s, like it's been real bad for anybody who works in like these sweatshop factories for well over a century now.
Yeah.
But what really gets me is these influencers, because it's not like, okay, for the North Korea trip, let's say these are journalists that were brought in to try to be like, oh yeah, we're good, spread the word to your country, who can actually ask the right questions and might actually dig a little bit.
Right.
These influencers were like just feeding whatever, just basically regurgitating whatever Sheehan wanted them to say, just without a doubt. And then on top of that, so let's say, you know what, Sheehan pay me a kilo check, they're gonna fly me out and they're gonna let me stay at this hotel and they're gonna let me tour. And
You think I'm
I'm gonna
saying a
do it for
bad
a check.
word against them after
And
that?
let's I'm no, because I even if you do that, all the things wrong with that are clear. Sure, whatever. It's like, okay, you do that, you put out your little content and you see all this backlash and you see all these people saying why this is wrong, like the people are being treated inhumanely out there, and you freaking bought into this building that was built specifically for this stupid little commercial, and you double down. That is what's getting me. Are the bitches
Mm,
doubling down on this stupid propaganda shit? Like, you can't think for yourself. You're back in America. I'm sorry if that check didn't clear, but at least you got a free flight, bitch. Now it's time to think for yourself. Now it's time to actually do some critical thinking that you went to school for. Like, I don't understand, like, what check could be so big, because based off some of these girls' clothes, it's not that big, and you still buying Shein for a reason. So
okay, now
clearly you're not making that kind of bank to
let
be
them
damaging
know.
your brand like this. Like, girl, as an influencer, just on the PR tip, this is really bad for you to be over here doubling down and backing up this humongous corporation, like, who's already received so much flack and is still doing just fine. For you to be like, you know what, my little micro influencer self, macro influencer even, but a lot of them are not. I'm gonna risk my brand and also basic morals and ethics, and looking at people as humans to defend this giant business and corporation. I'm just like, people are so dense. And I'm so glad she did this so I can make sure I know who to stay the fuck away from. Because if you can't even like think about people on an individual level, and instead you're so worried about getting your bag for this big ass corporation, girl, get off my feed. Get off my feed. I never want to see you again. You're blocked. Thank you for showing your face.
I I honestly just ditto. Base. That's all I can say. Ditto. Because you basically summed it up perfectly. Because you have like I sometimes I'm just like, as influencers, I get it. You're not journalists. Okay, you're not the ones who are going to be reporting on hard hitting news. But the internet is also free,
Girl,
and
Google is right.
critical thinking. Please, that's all I ask.
Please. You're famous for TikTok. Go on TikTok. Do a little search.
Do a little dig. Like, come on now. There's no way you can say you can. It's the doubling down is definitely like, girl, come on now. You
Be so
can't
for
be
real.
this. Like, the ain't no check worth you losing an entire. And to whoever the first of all, let me just say this: the PR person for Shein who did this, smart girl. I get it. You got to your bag. PR person, great. But whoever is representing the influencers who went on this trip as their PR, yeah, girl, fire your PR person immediately.
Fire. And if it's you, fire yourself and hire somebody who can do the job right.
All of you need to come together collectively and do an apology video. Like I'm talking Gal Gadot
I
Imagine
was about to say,
COVID-19 video apology.
yeah.
That's
Y'all
what
better
y'all
start
need to
singing
do.
Kumbaya or some shit.
Like, because there is no coming back from this. And there's none. But my thing is like I'm afraid for, especially in the age of the internet, this is gonna get trumped by another cycle of news and another like breaking viral internet topic, and it's just gonna get brushed under the rug. And then Shein is just gonna keep going as they are.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the help signs were coming out and like Shein is still this giant, I just knew like, oh, this company ain't going anywhere. Like, not based off our action. That's if something happens to Shein, it's gonna be something different altogether. Not based
Right.
on us consumers not shopping there.
But on a lighter note, has your parents ever used your like Shein bags as reusable bags?
My parents, I do that.
Because I saw somebody's mom apparently use there to like store food. Like
Oh,
there were
not
Shein bags in like
food.
there's like Shein bags in like their like deep freezer in like their garage or something.
I feel like that is not safe or healthy. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Shein bags that much.
How much? And on money, it was an African parent.
Oh, I bet. If not African Caribbean,
And
the
if
only
not,
two I
listen. And if not that, they gonna be Caribbean. And if not that, most likely
African
Latino.
American. This is one of the black. It's one of the black
It's one of the
mamas,
POCs. It's one
honey,
of the POCs.
for sure.
But oh god,
At least it can have some sort of positive impact on the environment at the very least.
come.
Reduce, reuse, recycle,
Let's
bitch.
see. Let's count. Let's do the math here. Let's just try to do the math here on the trying to equate the amount of like POC immigrants using Shein bags as reusable bags versus the amount of pollutants that they're putting out with every single clothing piece that they dye and
Yikes.
all that. Come on now, girl. Let's be
I
honest.
don't know. I mean, black people really be saving up this black plastic crazy and reusing it, but that you right. The amount of there's nothing helping that. The most you can do is like take a little bit off the top.
Yeah. And so to these PR girls, I hope y'all please just use critical thinking skills. I know y'all got
Right.
them.
Show some basic humanity. Like,
Even that, honestly, like, come on, you're really gonna believe a corporate girl? The check is never that big. The check
the
is
check
never that.
is a never.
It better be seven figures for you to be this 10 toes down for this
Right.
corporation.
For me to be like, bitch, if I don't get another brand deal after this, I'm good. I'm set.
Like
So
I
I
better
don't give a
be able.
fuck.
Like I better be able to throw fuck you money
Right.
for me to be able to be 10 toes down for this corporation.
Yes,
It's
and
never
even
this
that
deep.
needs minimum 8 figures. Like,
Actually, facts. 8 figures sounds about right. Cause
yeah.
ain't no fucking way. But
And the way she
girl,
and be selling these $5 shirts, I know they did not pay these girls.
well, girl, from one dictatorship to another, Putin is trying to get overthrown, baby. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see this?
No, you said he's trying to what?
They trying to overthrow Putin.
I thought he already resigned or something.
Girl, no. So
I thought he was already forced out. He's not out yet.
welcome to the welcome to Untitled Africans News at 10 p.m. In
I'm
today's
gonna go ahead
breaking
and make my
story,
disclaimer here. I have not worked in international news for a year, and I have heard Putin's name so many times in the 2, 3+ years that I was in news that's why I have no idea now, bitch. That shit is muted from my life.
okay, well, in breaking news, Putin's private military, I think they're called the Wagner or whatever. I don't know, Wagner. Girl, they sound like a fucking evil coalition in like a Marvel movie. Wagner.
Not
So
the accent,
apparently,
bitch. You canceled.
the the leader of Putin's private military apparently was very unhappy with the way the war on Ukraine was going, and was disagreeing with the way Putin's military advisors were advising him to, take courses of action. And so he turned Putin's private military against um, the government military and started marching towards this other town that was like 100 miles from Moscow, in an effort to like basically a coup, to overthrow Putin. Um, and apparently, some other country, I don't know who it was, intervened and offered the guy who went against um, Putin, who led the Wagner private military, they offered him like, I think it was like sanctuary or something in their country because he was facing like, what is it called when you go against your own country? It
What do
starts
you
with a
mean?
T. It starts with a T.
Treason?
Treason. He was facing
Mm.
treason charges if he was to like be back in Moscow, and he was like, and if the military coup didn't work out. I'm trying to remember what the country is that intervened. But yeah, it literally lasted like less than 24 hours.
Wow. And what happened? So where is Putin in Russia? Is he not
So,
in Russia? Do we
so this
know?
is what happened. So after the interview, so it became a whole big, huge news story because the U.S. was like, okay, this might be an opportunity because so far, it seems like Ukraine is gaining an advantage, during this whole war, against Russia, and the U.S. and other like democratic countries are looking at this as like an opportunity to finally get rid of Putin and try to put a democracy into Russia.
Hmm.
And then on top of that, apparently the U.S. Treasury miscalculated how much funds they sent, or aid relief or military relief funds that they sent to the Ukraine. Turns out it was actually 60 billion instead of the 30 that they said. Girl,
That is an
so
insane
the
number.
conspiracy theorists are saying that this amount of money was provided to the leader of the private military in order to encourage him to turn against Putin and lead a coup, but it didn't work out. It's just a lot of it's just shit that's like you're just like, why does this seem like
You get
one of the,
suspicious.
yeah, it's like it's too Hollywood for it to be real, but at the same time you're just watching it, you're just like, what the fuck is actually going on?
Like something is missing from this little article. Like we're
The
not being
math
told something.
the math isn't math because like how is it that you try to stage a military coup against like, and he had been like a long standing like Putin like supporter and like a right hand man for the long, like he led Putin's private military. There's the government military, and then there's like the president or the national leader's military. That's like you, for him to appoint you to lead them, you got to be like buddy buddy. So then for you to try to lead a military coup because you don't agree with what his um defense like advisors are telling him,
A lot
it's,
of times it is like these dictators, right hand man that turn around and stage a coup and take over.
but then most of the times they're usually backed by a larger like democratic country that's like wanting to see this person like, dethroned or like taken out or whatever. So add to the mystery of this whole coup, apparently Putin's private jet took off from Moscow or somewhere in Russia, and then after like an hour or so of being like in the air, it just disappeared
No,
off the
he's
radar.
running away. He's
So, girl, what the fuck is going on?
So do they not know where Putin is now or something?
Last
Like
last
the
I checked
US
on this
officials
whole
don't?
last I checked on this whole story, apparently the Kremlin put out a statement saying that Putin is in office, like he's in Russia. But then why is his plane taking off without him? That's weird.
Mm.
Girl, when I
Well,
tell
Putin
you
can go to hell. So I
that
hope,
part,
forget disappearing in the sky. He should have been disappeared in that submarine. Should have replaced that 19-year-old with him. And I have no qualms about saying that. That man is an evil,
he's an
evil
evil person.
man.
Evil, evil man.
Evil and old. And you know, it's always them old evil bitches that be living to like 102. This man is 70 with like damn near a six pack. Like, I'm trying to be here forever.
I will never get over when that picture came out of him riding a horse and shit, shirtless.
It's disgusting.
I was just like, no, like leader of like a country as big as Russia, like no leader should be seen in this type of imagery.
Let me see Obama like that before I have to see Putin,
Like
please.
white people were up in arms because Obama wasn't wearing a black, blue, or gray suit at Easter. This man wore a tan suit, and we were up. White people and everybody against Barack Obama were up in arms. Meanwhile, black
White
people were
people.
just like, "Oh yeah, he got that
My
shit
girl, this is
on.
the tea.
He got that shit on." But Putin was out here fully shirtless, riding a horse, and
Nipples to the wind.
literally like Frida Nips, and literally they were like, people in Russia were like, yeah, that's our leader. That's I was like, what the fuck? Y'all are weird. Like, why is that like a sign of like, apparently it was just like a sign of like youth and virility and like power and shit. And then there was like all these things about like him fighting a bear or something. Do you remember that? Apparently he was like fishing somewhere, and then a bear tried to like come up to like the lake that he was fishing at, and he scared the bear away. I was like, what the
This
fuck?
sounds
This
like
is
some
some
PR
staged Animal
bullshit.
Planet shit. What
Right.
the fuck?
Right. To be like, I am
That
your
bear should have Steve
brave president. You will always need me.
that bear should have
President.
Steve Irwined his shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Take him the fuck out. R.I.P. to a great.
Can
But
we end on something good? Can we talk about Mr. Christian Cooper?
yes, yes. Speaking of Animal Planet and animal shows, girl, Christian Cooper is laughing all the way to the bank.
You gotta remind the girls who this king is.
If you don't know, Christian Cooper is a fellow ornithographer,
Girl,
ornithologist,
bird watcher.
ornithologist,
Oh,
ornithologist.
bird. Come
He's a
on.
fellow ornithologist who was bird watching in Central Park in New York. And a white woman decided to disturb his black peace
Mm.
and scream bloody murder. Um, and was, caught on camera
She
being an
was famously
absolute
known for saying
Karen.
something like, "This African American male,
Yeah.
I fear for my life," shit like
I
that,
fear.
like
Meanwhile, it was literally on
over and
camera that
over.
he was nowhere near her. He wasn't touching her. He wasn't doing nothing. This man just had his binoculars on, was just trying to enjoy a nice Sunday stroll, watching the birds in
Yes,
Central
and this is
Park.
like 2020.
Yes.
And it's
So
like this
then
is like peak Karen time.
it was everybody was the Karens were out Karening,
Karens were fighting for their lives in these streets.
girl. And if your name was Karen, boy, you was fighting even harder.
Guy, guy.
Guys, that's not me. But so that's who Christian Cooper was. Now, fast forward to 2023, and our guy has a deal with Disney Plus for
Fly, 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 fly,
um
fly.
his first show for about bird watching on Disney
Yes.
Plus. He's gotten the David Attenborough treatment. If you know who that is, if you're a nature documentary fan, you know who David Attenborough is. Um, but yeah, like he's got like a whole series coming out. I watched the trailer and it's like I might actually get into birds
I'm
just cause.
putting that bitch on every episode, every week, however often it's coming on. I'm watching it. I'm supporting, like, even if it's just in the background and I'm not really watching it, I'm watching it. My view
Shit,
is going to be there.
I might learn what a blue spotted jay is. Okay.
Honey, I love this headline. It said Christian Cooper on finding freedom and a lifelong love of birds. I was like, that
That
is
to me,
poetic.
that to me is like the epitome of just like black boy joy, low key.
Yes.
Like I'm glad that he like is in his peace and is like getting a chance to just do what he loves and make money doing it. Because this was just a
Honey.
hobby and like for him, I think, right? And then now,
Yeah. I think it was a hobby but he was like very like adamant but also like good at.
all I can think of is that gospel song, God's gonna turn it around, turn it around, turn it around.
Period.
Because
May
any
every
situation,
black
exactly.
person that comes across a racist end up doing amazing, amazing things in spite of that racist.
Period. And I hope that I hope every bad situation can be turned for good, or that y'all can
Mm,
find the good
yes.
in every situation, and God turns it around for
Yes.
y'all.
When
Cause
Jesus says yes, honey,
baby,
not even a Karen
no,
can say no.
come on now, come on somebody,
Look,
come on somebody, you better preach.
because Christian was looking at them birds and Jesus was looking down on him.
Come
Okay?
on, come
He said,
on.
this white woman will not get you caught up, baby. This is only the beginning of your blessings.
I plan bigger for you.
Much, much bigger.
Like our queen said, if he is before you, who
Ho!
can be against you?
I know
Come on,
that's
somebody.
right.
Come
I
on,
know that's
somebody.
right.
Listen, I'm
Yes.
just happy that he's just making money, turning a bad situation into a good, and he is in
Into
his
a
bag,
bag.
into a bag, honey. Because I know
Honey.
Disney paid good.
Yes.
Because Disney didn't want to get Karen-fied.
Disney Plus already got to put that disclaimer before every old movie. This movie might not,
We
it don't
there are
represent us no more. These
there are
views and
certain
thoughts are
scenes
not.
in this, literally.
So Disney Plus is like, let's have some good, pure black people on here that shows that we're not racist, please.
You know who would be really good? Do you remember Brother Nature or Brother
Oh
um
yeah, no, I
on
remember him, the Latino dude.
yes. Why do I low-key want them to collab now?
I would love that.
I just thought
That would
about it
be
and I was
so
like,
good. What
what happened to
happened to
Brother
him?
Nature?
He got his ass beat and people like didn't
Oh
fuck
my
with
god,
him
wait,
anymore.
what?
I think that's what happened.
No way.
If I remember correctly, because his content used to give me everything. And it was like everybody was rooting for him. So I'm like, what happened?
Hold up.
But let's not find out
Oh,
that this man ended up being some
no. In 2018, tweets
shit.
resurfaced in which he used negrophobic and anti-Semitic language.
As soon as you hear tweets resurfaced. Uh-uh. Not the first things that I'm seeing charged with sexual. Okay, that's enough.
But shout out to Christian Cooper. We will
Shout
be
out to
watching on Disney
Christian Cooper.
Plus. We will be watching on Disney Plus his new bird watching show. Was let me get the name of it for
Oh,
y'all, because
forget what I said. I typed in brother assault, not
ah,
brother nature.
girl, you are one step away from the wrong thing.
That's why I can't multitask. Yeah. Okay.
Let me see.
They should definitely do a collab. He's only 24.
Yeah, it's called Extraordinary Birder with Christian Cooper.
Extraordinary bird.
Birder,
Bird. Okay.
Birder with
Mm-hmm.
Christian Cooper.
Okay.
It's a documentary. I hope he's gonna be getting that. I really hope they pay him as much as they do be paying David Attenborough to do them shows.
Honey, yeah. Who's that one CNN person who would travel the world and eat food? And
Oh, David
Anthony
Bourdain.
Bourdain. I
Anthony
want to see
Bourdain.
him in like 5 years making Anthony Bourdain money, please.
Yeah, that's another good guy that gone too soon. But
Yeah.
shout out to Christian. We love to see your black excellence. And with that said, y'all, this
It's a
is
wrap for
for
us,
you,
baby.
baby. Skoo-doo-doo-doo-doo, skoo-doo-doo-doo-doo, baby. We love y'all. We gonna miss y'all.
Mm.
It's been a
Don't
real
forget
ride for season 2.
about us.
As we go on, we remember all the times we
All the times, all the
spent
time.
together.
Together.
Yeah, y'all. So we're signing off for season 2. It's been real.
Thank you so much for your support.
Thank
Our
you for tuning
Karibu
in.
Nyumbani, our return from vacation episode got like the most views on YouTube that we've ever seen. So I appreciate
Which
that.
I love that for us. I hope y'all gonna show that love when we come back for season 3.
Yes,
Date
please.
date announcement TBD. But it's
But
been a
soon
real
enough.
I just want to give a shout out to my co-host. Thank you for riding on this fucking craziest journey every season with me, girl, even though it's only been 2 seasons. I love you. You be a real one. Thank you for indulging my crazy ass topics that I be want to talk about. You be don't know shit about. You just be like, all right, Brian, okay, if you want to talk about that, that's on you. Thank you for always being so flexible with your recording schedule.
Thank you. I should be
Um,
thanking you for that.
Actually, yeah. Go ahead. Thank me.
Thank you for your flexibility. I know the Aries in you be dying a little bit, but you be making that sacrifice for me as a
Mm,
friend, and I
mm-hmm.
appreciate that because I know
Anytime,
you like
girl.
things a certain way, honey. And you be letting it flow for me, and you're the yin to my yang. I think that's
Do
why we
y'all
work so
know
well.
I literally sent Wangeshi an entire like calendar of our season 2
Oh my
recording
god,
schedule?
Brian is insane.
This girl literally declined every invite and said, I already have it set up in my own phone. Leave me alone. I said, but we have a shared calendar for a reason. She said, fuck off. Uh, but I love you,
Insanity.
girl. I love
I
you.
love you too.
I'll see you in season 3.
Yes, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Goodbye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, do all the good shit. We post on YouTube every Tuesday. Go back and watch, y'all. Season 2 is officially, the whole season is out now. We're available wherever podcasts are available: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Amazon Podcast, or whatever, Google Podcast even. Follow us on Instagram at Untitled Africans Pod, on TikTok at Untitled Africans, and on Twitter at Untitled Africans Pod. We love you. Thank y'all for riding with us for as long as you have. It's been real. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.